right, what's going on, everybody? Once again, it's us. We are here. It's Club 50 Sports. It's your boy A Dub. I'm here with my guy Manny C. As always, Manny, talk to him. What's going on, man?
Oh yeah, man. We're here. We're here. Another week. Another week. Another week of sports. Another week of football. Another week of basketball. Basketball playoffs, by the way.
Yes, very
And we
important.
are going today in this show discuss a little bit today about the playoffs against the matchup that is going on right now with Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets.
But first,
But first,
let's head to where Manny is. He's actually reporting right there at Dolphins camp, and some serious questions need to be asked. First one is, should Tua be that next quarterback in line? Is he going to reset the bar? Is this something that the Dolphins should be looking into? Talk to me. What you think?
as a Dolphins fan and as a longtime Dolphin fan, more than 30 years, I don't think that Tua deserves re um, to set the market for a new contract. What I'm talking about by setting up the market is getting paid between 55 and 60 mil.
Woo.
We all know that's what it is going to take to pay the next person to reset the market. Um, First of all, I'm a little bit worried about Tua and when he plays against the good teams. It gets me worried. He didn't look good against Baltimore last year in December. He didn't look against Buffalo at home. You're at home, you need to look good, and against Kansas City, let's not even go there. I'm again, it's the weather, I understand. But in December, he just didn't look good, and I'm worried, man. He was 1-6 against the good teams last year, and that's worrisome. Can you beat it on the bad teams? Yes, you can. You can beat it on the bad teams. That's all well and good. But when a franchise is investing their money on you, they are expecting for you to win playoff games. He hasn't won for me a playoff game. Yes, he went to the Pro Bowl last year. He had a good season. He threw for 4,624 yards, 29 touchdown passes, and 14 interception. What I also did look at is when Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are not both at 100%, he does not look good. Maybe because we don't have a set good third receiver or a very good tight end. But
Odell
my
Beckham.
goodness, you don't want. I mean, you're not gonna have everything in life, Adam. You're just not gonna have everything. I'm not gonna go and compare him with a Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. But these were the dudes that were representing the AFC Championship game, and they both didn't have great receivers as Tua does right now in this instant.
True.
And that's what I'm worried. I think the Dolphins should come in and say, team friendly deal. We're gonna pay you maximum 45 million. 45 mil, take it or leave it. Adam, I'm gonna pass it on to you. What do you say?
Um, I I agree with everything that you said. I agree with the fact that um, he does have two of, I would say, top 25. I
Right.
definitely put Waddle in the top 25
Okay.
at the position, maybe even lower than that. You know, what I mean, maybe top 20 or something like that. Nonetheless, he's got more weapons than a lot of guys in the league have, and with those weapons, you have comes an expectation of production that you're going to do something with it. It wasn't just a December game against the Kansas City Chiefs that he didn't look good. He didn't look good in the one during the regular season over in London. Um, the so again, we can make excuses all day here with regards to Tua, but I will also say this: um, what is your other option? Do you have a plan B? Um, I ultimately think that they should do a team friendly deal, but what happens if he plays hardball at the table? What happens if he comes to the table and says, "Hey, we're not accepting that. You know, these have been my numbers. I was a Pro Bowler last year. Depending on how he does this season, what happens if he goes to the negotiation table and says, I'm not taking a team-friendly deal? What's the plan B for the Miami Dolphins? Are you breaking everything down? Are you restarting? Who's the backup quarterback there? I don't know whether or not you really have a viable plan to say, well, if Tua goes, we can rely on this guy. So should he be next in line to reset the market? I don't think that his play warrants that. But I do think that he does have a argument to be paid as a starting quarterback in this league. A couple of things that worried me about Tua, just to kind of touch on, his pocket presence isn't the greatest. He's not very athletic either, and he's small.
Yeah.
So you've got those three things. Pocket presence isn't great. He's not athletic, and he's small. You know, I can think of a guy like Drew Brees, whose pocket presence, the way that he would manipulate and move the pocket the way that he wanted it, you're not going to find a guy under 6 feet who does it better than Drew Brees did.
We haven't found one yet.
Drew Brees was a master in the pocket, and he wasn't necessarily the most athletic. You didn't see Drew Brees running very much, but he was able to move the pocket the way that he wanted the pocket to move, and it was quick feet. It was constant, head up, looking down the field, and the kid was, of course, we all know, a Hall of Famer.
Correct.
I don't see that in Tua. I see jittery feet. I see a lack of athleticism, which in this league today you need, without a doubt. You need a quarterback who can either manipulate the pocket the way that Mahomes does and get out and run if necessary. But Tua doesn't. How many rushing yards did the guy have this past season?
Not much.
Regardless of that, those are the three things that worried me about Tua. Is he going to reset the market? I don't think he should for those reasons. He's small, doesn't manipulate the pocket or move around the pocket very well, and he's not very athletic at all. So I don't know if you have any rebuttals to that or anything you want to add.
One last thing, in my opinion, Greer needs to be careful. I know that's his boy because he did draft Tua that day in 2020 with the 6th overall, or with the 5th overall pick. I mean to say, you have to be very careful how you go about things in the negotiations. Things need to be said that day when you go to negotiate, and be honest. I'm like, you don't look good against the good teams. Because what happens when you go up to Baltimore in January? What happens then? Like that's where I think Chris Grier and McDaniels need to sit down with him and be like, this is how you look. The film says that you don't look good against the good teams.
Yeah, we gotta be honest. We gotta be honest. When we're talking about the money, we gotta be honest.
We have to be honest. The guy's great, don't get me wrong. But I'm not paying someone by being nice. He's a good locker. He's great in the locker, great teammate. But I'm not paying someone to reset the market because he's a good guy. No. The film says you don't look good against the bad teams. So I'm hoping that Chris Grier and the Dolphins are very cautious in those negotiations. Moving on.
Good. All right. So on we go. All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back after this.